Hey everyone, welcome to Mr. U's Reviews. Today I'm reviewing the latest film in the X-Men franchise, The New Mutants. This film follows a group of 5 mutants who are young and they must learn to use their powers and come together to face a threat while they are stuck in a secret facility. As always, let's start off with the pros. The cast in this film did a fine job here, and this includes Maisie Williams from Game of Thrones, Anya Taylor-Joy from Split and Glass, and even Charlie Heaton, who most of you guys will know from Stranger Things. But someone who stood out here was Blue Hunt, who plays Danny in this film, and she's almost like the main character here if you had to choose someone from the group. The film starts with her, and there's a lot of focus and emphasis on her learning her powers and such, and she did a great job here. But overall the acting, you felt like a camaraderie with all the characters, and that has a lot to do with the acting of all these characters, and that was just a positive aspect here. They all did a fine job. In addition, there was some fun to be had with this film, especially in the second half. And that's because you see these threats show up and these characters need to come together and use their powers to try and defeat them. It was nice to see some action, especially towards the last 30 to 40 minutes. And the action was well done by director Josh Boone, who also directed The Fault in Our Stars in the past. And that film is very much different than this one. But I could see him maybe trying a different action movie in the future, because I thought some of the action was well directed and it had some fun to it. Now, let's move on to some aspects that could have been improved. The film took a while to start, if I'm being honest, and that's mainly like the full first half. And a lot of that is because they don't really introduce the characters well, they don't flesh them out or reveal too much about them as individuals. And although you do feel a camaraderie between them towards the end of the film, I think it's important to first flesh each individual out and then put them together so you can kind of see the character dynamics and how they're kind of their relationship with each other, whether it be positive like a friendship or whether they're enemies. But a lot of the first half was, I was uninterested in, what was going on because they didn't really flesh out the characters well. And that's very important for a film that's introducing a group. So that could have been improved. Also, the film's runtime is about 1 hour 38 minutes, which isn't uncommon for films. There's even some movies with a runtime of 1 hour 20 minutes. But for a superhero film that introduces 5 characters, it is quite short. And if they had extended that runtime, maybe they could have fleshed out the characters more in the first half and gave them more of an introduction and made that second half longer and more exciting, since that was probably like the best part of the film. But once the film ended, I felt underwhelmed because it seems like we had just gotten, to know these characters and, seen their powers and such, but they rarely use them, as, the second half doesn't last too long. So yeah, when I was walking out the theater, I felt kind of underwhelmed. So if they had extended the runtime, the film would have improved. All in all, The New Mutants was mostly underwhelming, as I say again. The cast, they all do a fine job, especially Blue Hunt, and there's a fun second half here where you see the characters use their powers. But the lack of, the characters being fleshed out and the short runtime bogged down the film for me, because if they had extended that runtime even maybe to like just 2 hours, we could have gotten more of an introduction for the characters, as I say again, and maybe even more of that second half that's pretty fun. But in the end, it was alright, it was okay. but it was mostly underwhelming. And that's why I give the New Mutants a C. Thanks for watching, and as always, don't forget your popcorn! Until next time, from Mr. U to you, stay tuned.